Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are unpacking a major constitutional court ruling that just changed the lives of thousands of South Africans, especially those living abroad. It's a landmark legal victory that has restored hope, identity, and rights to people who were quietly stripped of their South African citizenship without even knowing it. If you or someone you know has dual nationality, this update could be crucial for you. Before we dive deep, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments if you or your family have been impacted by South Africa's citizenship laws. Your voices bring context to stories like these. So, what happened? The Constitutional Court has ruled in favor of the Democratic Alliance's application to protect the citizenship of South Africans with dual nationality. This wasn't just a routine court case. It was a fight to undo decades of silent injustice that saw thousands of South Africans losing their citizenship because of an obscure clause in the Citizenship Act of 1995. The heart of the matter lies in Section 6(1)(a) of that act. It stated that any South African citizen who voluntarily obtained citizenship of another country would automatically lose their South African citizenship, unless they applied for permission to retain it beforehand. The problem? Most people had absolutely no idea this law existed. And even if they did, the requirement to request permission was buried in bureaucratic procedures with very little public awareness. Thousands of South Africans living abroad, many of whom left for education, work opportunities, or to build safer, more stable lives, ended up forfeiting their birthright simply because they took up another nationality. It wasn't announced. It wasn't discussed. It wasn't debated. It just happened. And the impact was devastating. People discovered they were no longer citizens when trying to renew a passport, buy property in South Africa, vote in elections, or even return home. For others, it hit hardest when they tried to pass on citizenship to their children, only to find out they no longer had the right themselves. It was more than a legal technicality. It was an emotional and political betrayal. The DA took this issue to court, arguing that this automatic loss of citizenship violated the Constitution. And now, after years of legal wrangling, the Constitutional Court has agreed. It ruled that South Africans who lost their citizenship under this provision can now have it restored. That means people can reapply for recognition of their South African nationality, and finally reclaim what they never should have lost in the first place. This ruling has wide-reaching implications. Firstly, it restores the dignity and legal status of thousands of individuals across the globe. These are people who have always considered themselves South African, who have roots, families, and histories here. Now, they don't have to choose between their new lives and their homeland. They can belong to both worlds. Secondly, it forces the government to confront how poorly this law was communicated and applied. For years, the Department of Home Affairs quietly implemented this automatic revocation, often without informing the public, and certainly without empathy. This ruling is a direct critique of that bureaucratic coldness. It's a reminder that the law should serve the people, not blind procedures. But let's talk politics for a second. This ruling couldn't have come at a more important time. With national elections looming and the ANC facing increased pressure over service delivery, corruption, and mismanagement, this victory gives the DA a powerful narrative. They can now say, legitimately, that they defended the rights of ordinary South Africans, even those far from home, against an uncaring and out-of-touch government. And for the ANC, this judgment is a blow. Not just legally, but morally. The government fought to uphold a law that was stripping people of their identities. Instead of protecting its citizens, it was quietly erasing them from the books. And now, the highest court in the land has said, enough is enough. This case also raises sensitive questions about what it means to be South African. In a country still grappling with issues of inclusion, identity, and inequality, denying citizenship on the basis of global mobility felt, to many, like a punishment for seeking a better life. It spoke to a narrow definition of loyalty, one that didn't account for the complexities of our interconnected world. So what's next? Those who lost their citizenship can now apply to have it reinstated. It's not automatic, but it is possible, and that alone is a massive step forward. It also means the Department of Home Affairs will need to create clear, efficient, and fair processes to handle these applications, something they've historically struggled with. We also need a broader national conversation about dual citizenship. In a globalized era, is it fair to force people to choose between their heritage and their future? Can someone be proudly South African while also being Canadian, British, or Australian? Shouldn't our laws reflect a more flexible and inclusive understanding of identity? This judgment opens the door for that conversation, and it puts pressure on the government to modernize its approach to citizenship. Because at its core, citizenship isn't just a legal status. It's about belonging. It's about home. And no one should lose that quietly, without warning, or without recourse. This ruling is a reminder that legal battles matter. That activism works. And that even when the system fails us, the Constitution still holds power to correct injustice. So, what do you think? Have you or someone you know lost South African citizenship because of this law? Do you think the government has done enough to fix this? And what does being South African mean to you, especially if you live abroad? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more deep dives into South Africa's most pressing political stories. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you next time.